Hi everyone, my name is Martin and I'm the director here at Blue Thirst, and we make digital ads work. So this is part of our Make Ads Work series, and today we're going to look at the 7 things that we learned last year when we generated over 10,000 park home leads. So if you like this video, please subscribe below and also turn on notifications, because every day we actually release a digital marketing news video. So there is so much going on in this sector that Google Ads updates, SEO updates, Facebook updates, Instagram updates. So if you're a busy digital marketing or marketing manager and you need to be the most informed person in the room, subscribe to our YouTube channel, but also if you head over to our website, bluethirst.co.uk, you can subscribe to our newsletter, and that's a non-sales email that will come to you every Tuesday, and it's all the top stories from the last 7 days, from the likes of updates from Google Ads, updates on Facebook, updates on Instagram. So if you need to be up to date, head over to Blue Thirst now or at the end of this video and sign up to our newsletter. So this video is the 7 things that we learned generating over 10,000 park home leads last year, and then right at the end I am going to give you an awesome tip. It's a free way to spy on your competitors' digital marketing strategy. Really good, really free, really simple, and I'll show you that right at the end of the video, so make sure you stay to the end. Okay, so we're going to dive right into this. So I'm the founder of Blue Thirst. My name is Martin McAndrew. A little bit about Blue Thirst is we're a Google Premier Partner, so that means that all of our staff have passed exams and we meet a quality standard that Google tests us on. We're also a Bing Partner, and we're also Facebook Blueprint certified, so we've passed our Facebook exams. So the first thing that we found last year is before we started running campaigns, we really need to understand your target customer's location. And this is actually simpler to do than you might think. So every park is going to have a geographical sphere of influence, and that is going to be different for every park. You're going to have geographical issues like the sea. Obviously people don't live in the sea, so if you're on the south coast you can only go north. If you've maybe got areas of high residential areas, if you've got a major road. So what you can look at is you've got your park, but actually around your park, where should you be advertising? Most of the traffic in this sector will probably come from London, because that's one of the most dense areas of the country, but actually that might not be where your customers are. So just by following where the traffic is might actually be the wrong strategy for your particular park. But don't worry, there is a really simple way to work out the geographical influence of your park. So the way to do this is, if you've got all the address data of everyone who's either inquired or purchased one of your units on your holiday park, grab all that address data, put it into Excel and get all your postcodes. Now, Excel, the last version of Excel, allows you to plot postcodes onto Bing Maps. It's a really simple thing to do. You can Google how to plot postcodes on a map, or if you leave some information in the comments, I'm more than happy to talk you through how to do that. But what you'll find is you'll have a map of the UK, and you'll start to see a geographical area of where your customers are, and that's really where you want to target your ads. You'll tend to find that depending on the value of your units, will kind of depend on how far people are willing to travel to use your location effectively. Which brings us on to how to understand the values of your customers' price points. So what we've found, if we're selling a £25,000 unit, it's quite a different message that we would use to someone that's spending £500,000 on maybe a lodge. So you need to, as a kind of standard, you need to have clear, professional and inspirational photos. The amount of photos I see of a beautiful park, but the leading photo is the galley or the kitchen in one of the units, and you think, well, yeah, people will want to see that, but actually what we're trying to do is build the dream of being on holiday in a beautiful location. So clear, professional, inspirational photos are fantastic, But then people want to know accurate unit layout. So you don't want people to go off searching for that unit type and finding the information from the manufacturer. If you can get all of that onto your page, customers are going to love that information. But the real USP that your park has got is the local information. So what's around, if you're a grandparent who's buying this and you're going to be inviting your grandkids to come down and stay, what can they do? Is there a beautiful village nearby with cafes and restaurants? Is there a beach nearby? Are there beautiful walks? What attractions are nearby that they can take their family to? That's all the sort of information that a customer's going to be thinking about when they're deciding which park to buy. And what you're trying to effectively do is get them to picture the lifestyle that they will have with your facilities and your units on your park. That's the goal of the exercise. A £25,000 person will have different lifestyle expectations to someone who can afford £500,000 on a lodge. So have a real good think about what do those customers actually envisage themselves doing when they're on your holiday park. The next thing to do is all the little things count. Now, chances are your buyers are going to be very highly critical, and they'll have looked at all of your competitors' sites, and they're probably going to be weighing up a number of different properties and a number of different parks. What you need to do is find a USP that only your park can offer, whether it's the stunning beach that's just down the road, whether it's a short time from the major area where people live, whether it's the sunniest spot in the UK. If you've got a USP that no other park can offer, that little thing is what you kind of talk to your customers about. Because even if they're looking at your competitors, well, they haven't got a huge outdoor swimming pool, they haven't got a brand new restaurant and pub on site, so you need to work out who the competitors are and actually what does your site offer that they won't be getting from their competitors. Next thing is be social. So we do a lot of Facebook ads where we pay to show adverts on Facebook, but actually this isn't what we're talking about here. Social media what will happen is someone will come and look at your site, they'll start being interested, and they'll look on your social channels to kind of get the vibe of what your site's really like. It's free to set up a page, and it can be not a lot of work to keep it up to date. So what you're trying to do is almost make your customers jealous that they're not on site at the moment. So you want to be taking photos of inspirational things that are happening on the site. So sunsets, beach pictures, food in the restaurant, people having fun in the bar, the swimming pools. So people, every time they log into Facebook and they're at work, they're kind of going, if we got that unit, we could be doing that right now rather than what I'm doing. So you're trying to make them kind of jealous that they're not on your site at that given moment. The next thing to do, and we're going to come on to our final tip at the end of this video on how you can spy on your competitors really, really well. So when we take on a new client, one of the first things that we will do is work out who their competitors are, but we'll sign up to their newsletters because we want to know how they're talking to their customers. We'll follow all of their social channels, so we'll start to understand how they're communicating, what their USPs are, and how they're trying to sell their units, so we can differentiate our clients and do a better job for them. And then our final tip at the end of the video, which I'm not going to spoil here, is a fantastic way to spy on your competitors. So the next thing we're going to look at is using email, and this is really kind of using automation as a way to engage with your lead generation activity. So I'm assuming that you're doing some sort of lead generation activity, whether it's digital stuff, so whether it's Google ads, whether it's Facebook ads, but somehow you're generating leads, and those leads are probably going into a customer database. Now, if they just go into a database and a salesman or salesperson decides to contact them or not, that's a little bit of an inefficient system. So if you're generating leads, you need to have an email pipeline of communication pre-set up for anyone that comes into that pipe. So the standard place that I would recommend starting is the first email sends out a PDF of the brochure, because that's nice and trackable. So you'll send someone to inquire, they send out an email, they've got a brochure, you can see if somebody opens that brochure. The next step might be a slightly harder sell, so you might start talking about offers, you might start talking about prices, or you might at this stage try to get them onto the site. So assuming they're not in lockdown, you might say, look, we've got an open day this weekend, or you might offer them 50% off in your restaurant, or a day's pass to come and use leisure facilities, for example. But what you need to do is design that pipeline so you're warming those leads up, and depending on your sales team is when you start using your sales team resource to actually contact these people. So I would recommend probably not doing it when they're super cold, but if you're getting leads that have engaged with the brochure and are considering, have opened an email about an open day, that would be the time that I would be getting my sales team to phone them up and say, right, just to let you know, your ticket to use your 50% off in the restaurant ticket is in the sales office. Come down this weekend. No pressure to buy. We'll give you the voucher, and then you've got a face-to-face meeting with them, which is exactly what you want. The next thing is to go old school with a bit of direct mail. So I wouldn't recommend using direct mail cold. So I wouldn't be targeting a set of addresses. But what I would be doing is I would be using part of my pipeline for the email, and there'll be a point in that pipeline where I think this person is now valuable enough for me to send them a piece of DM. And the reason people like that is, especially because it's probably a slightly older generation, they've probably got coffee tables, and if you can get your brochure onto their coffee table, and every evening when they're sat, if it's January now and it's cold and raining, and they can see what they could be doing this spring and this summer, all the aspirational stuff, all the great imagery of your park, the husband and wife or whoever they are can sit and are constantly kind of thinking about that purchase. So DM at the right time in the sales funnel is a really good way to get people engaged. And once you've sent it to them, it can stay on their coffee table for 6 months, and it can still be there, and they can look at that every single day if they want to. So that's a really kind of the 7 main tips that we thought about. Okay, so the thing that I'm really excited about, and this is kind of my biggest tip, and what this tool allows you to do is to understand the messaging and the offers that your competitors are using. So if you head over to facebook.com, so if you Google, the best way is if you Google Facebook ad library, this tool will show you all of the ads that a competitor is using. So what you can do is you can search. So I've pre-teed up Host Seasons. Let's have a look at what they've been up to. So the first thing it does is it tells you a little bit about the profile itself. So they've got just over 250,000 likes. They've also got a Instagram page with 31,500 followers, which is quite a good number. It was created on the 9th of June 2010. The name's never changed. It tells you a little bit about information about where it's targeting and where the page is actually being managed from. There's not that much more information they give here, but actually the really important bit is this bit at the bottom. So we can see here on the 30th of December 2020 they started running this advert, and this is staycation vibes only, beat the demand. And you can also see the offer and the proposition that they're running. So it's all about staycation vibes within the UK breaks in high demand. The countdown to secure a perfect break is for just £25 deposit. Where will you choose? And what we can do is we can scroll down and we can see all the ads that they're running, and we can see what channels they're running those ads on. So really, really great information. But the other thing that is worth looking at is to take this a step further and actually click on the call to action and see where on the site they are taking them, and what offer. So book your break for $25, £25, sorry. That's the promotion. So At the moment, with 2021, we're not sure what's going to happen lockdown-wise. So because you don't really want to be talking about COVID-19 in ads just because of ad filter issues. Google Ads and Facebook are super sensitive about you putting any of that content in your ads. So hostings have actually been really clever. They've not said, during COVID, you can get a refund if there's a problem with your holiday. They're just saying, look, £25 is what it takes to book it. So they've kind of got around any potential issues that Facebook or Google might have by putting kind of flag keywords into their ads. They mention booking with confidence. They talk about safer stays, but they're not mentioning anything that might get them into issues advertising on the major channels. But this would be really good to just scroll through it and look at the landing pages. So the pet friendly is obviously important to them. Weekend breaks is important. LGBT holidays. So you can actually understand a lot by looking at the library page and then clicking through and seeing what the main types of content they're putting to them. What are the main things they're discussing on their landing page? And this is super valuable. But there is one other thing that you can do that is also super valuable with this tool, is you can change the time frame that you're looking at. So you could pick a date range. So if you're planning out 2021 at the moment, you can go through all your competitors, look at what they did in January last year and document all of that. What did they then change to in February? What did they change to in March? So you can understand potentially what their whole year, what the strategy for the whole year was. And then you can build your strategy kind of around that to improve upon it and get even better results. So this data is free. If you just Google Facebook ad library, anyone can get access to it. But yeah, it's super, super valuable data if you're planning your campaigns at the moment. So I hope that helped. And if you've enjoyed this video, like we said at the beginning, please subscribe, please turn on notifications and get our daily news updates. If you are a busy marketing or digital marketing manager and you want to be kept up to date with all the latest changes from Facebook, Instagram, etc., do head over to Bluethirst, do sign up for our newsletter, and make sure that you are the most informed person in the room. Thanks very much.